What's going on there? Today we're going to talk about how to have a leap year in your life. What is a leap year? It's a financial leap year where you make $25,000 to $50,000 in 1 year, moving your income level way up. Now, how are we going to do this? We're going to talk about that in quite a few ways. First of all, we're going to talk about starting a business. That's how I did it, and that's the only way that I know how to do it. There are no stocks, there are no investments. The only way that I know how to do this is to start an online business quickly. Now, I've been selling stuff online since 2000, and it's been very, very good. So what we're going to talk about is how you can start an online business where you can make significant money while keeping your job. This is the thing that gets to be a little hanky. Everyone hates their job. I want to quit my job, and I'm going to talk about that too in just a minute. Why everyone hates their job. There is a reason. It's a significant reason, and it's a little scary. So with that, let's get off into a few things. Okay. Right now, we're doing a pre-sale for how to start an online business. There's no fancy name. It's just how to start an online business, and that is here. Okay. So we will go down, and you can't see it, but the link will be below this video. What we're going to talk about is how to start a legitimate online business. This will not be a tactic. A tactic would be, oh, Amazon is a tactic. Instagram is a tactic. Because once these platforms change the rules, and they always change the rules, then your business model could be literally dead. What we're going to talk about is how Glossier got started. We're going to talk about how Yeti got started and how you can do the similar things upon your level. Also, I want to go here really quickly. There are many of you who are not ready to start an online business. You might want to start an online business, but you don't have the funds. And we're going to get back to the reason why. And it's not because you're stupid. There's a whole collection of courses that will help you resell, side hustle, get some money quick. Getting money quick is within a day with some of the resale hustles, up to a few weeks, because you don't have a lot of money. You need money. You want money. And this is how I started. This is what helped me get there. So you can buy all of the courses for $3.99. Or you can buy one at a time for a very economical low price. The link for the how to start an online business course is below this video. And one more thing before we get into the meat of the subject. Get on the YouTube notification email list. YouTube's a hater. YouTube you can subscribe, you could tickle the bell, you can do all that stuff you want to, and YouTube's still not going to send you a notification that I dropped a video. They just like that. So let's get into it. Okay. So why do most people hate their jobs? Because most people don't have a career. Most people have a job. There are many people who go through life who work a job. They never ever have a career. And without having a career, it could be very unfulfilling. You could be in a situation where you wake up in the morning, you hit the snooze button 2 or 3 times because you just don't want to go there. Last thing I had was a job. Well, let's go back a few steps. When I used to work at the hospital, I used to work morning shift, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., which means I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Getting off was great. Going to work was horrible. I mean, it was just, was cold some mornings. It was just god awful early. And that was just a job. And for those of you who are just wondering what's the difference between a job and a career, when you have a career, you can always escalate your position. Let's say you worked for old IBM and you went in and started working in the stock room, the mail room. IBM was situated where you could start in the mail room and work your way up to VP. And people have done that. That type of upward mobility is all but gone in most companies. You just show up and you're a worker drone. So that's a career. That's a career path. It's upward mobility. You can start at this level and you can go to this level. If you're not in that type of framework on your job, you just have a job. You have no career path. You have no career. And part of it is because no one ever really talks about it in polite conversation. You know that there's something wrong. You wake up and you feel this feeling in the pit of your stomach. I'm going nowhere fast, and you don't really know how to get out of it. So this is where leap years come in, and this is, I'm going to explain my story because many people will go through this, but they don't know that it's an economic leap year. They'll say it's a good come up. I've done well. I got promoted. Because the thing is, once you get these economic leap years, unless you get super sloppy, you don't slide back. That's why it's called a leap year and not just an income increase. So I'm going to explain what I went through. My first economic leap year was when I joined the military. That was an economic leap year. I went from no money to a consistent source of income for 6.5 years. It put me in a certain class. There's many classes, of the middle class. There's the creative class. There's the builder class. There's the working class. There are many different classes. So it put me in the military class, which is a very special fraternity because once you're in the military, you got that VA loan, you got some benefits. Mohammed Abdul, I don't know if you remember him. He had a stroke last year. We're friends on Facebook, and he's at the VA hospital, and they're putting him back together again. I mean, the dude was in a wheelchair. He could not use part of his body. Now he's walking, and that was because he was in the Army. He served over in Somalia. So there's a lot of benefits. Now, that was the first year. Then I didn't have another leap year for a while because the military skills that I earned in the military, I was able to get out and use those same skills to find a fairly decent job. Once again, it was a job. It was not a career. It was a job because there was no upward mobility. Went in here and, those cost of living raises, that was it. It was as good as it was going to get. So then I actually had another financial leap year when I was homeless. He was like, whoa, homeless? I was homeless for about 6 weeks, and then I went through a period of economic downwardness where I didn't really make any money. It was a struggle for years, about 2.5 years. And then this is when the economic leap year happened. Because an economic leap year can be a preparation phase, and it can actually be part of getting money. So I got fired. We used to work at T-Mobile, which was voice stream, and I was the best salesman they had. And I still got fired because I came in through a temp agency and I wasn't hired direct. That messed with me. That really messed. It's like, I'm doing a good job. You gonna let me go? I felt insulted, rejected, disappointed. There was a lot of bad feelings that were coming through that. And I remember the guy was saying, I can probably get you 3 more weeks. I said, no, I'll go home and figure it out. And at that moment was the beginning of my economic leap year. So I go home and I'm sitting here like, all right, I got to do something. This ain't working. I'm doing a good job. I still get let go. I go to the temp agency. I get these crappy jobs, black and white. When you had to wear black pants and a white shirt, that was considered a good job because it was either, $9 to $12 an hour, and it was clean because there was a lot of the jobs from the labor pool that were dirty, moving gravel, working in a landfill, messing around with tar, carrying bricks. They were really dirty jobs. So I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm about to promote myself. I went on monster.com and I found jobs that I knew I could do, but I didn't have references for those jobs. So I created my own reference, Mr. Habib. Yes, he worked here. Yes, he was a good person. My Indian accent was much better back then. I had practiced it for weeks. And Rent-A-Crate called. They invited me in for 2 interviews. One interview was Mason. The second interview was Shanley. And they only asked me 2 questions. Did he work there, and would you hire him again? That was it. I was ready for more. I had practiced my accent. I was ready. It was like showtime, right? And it was like, that's it. I was a little disappointed because my Indian accent was on point. It was on point. So I got to Rent-A-Crate, and part of the promoting of oneself, and I remember my base salary was $35K plus commission. That was more money than I was making in the hospital. Plus commission. Commission was kind of hard to get, but it was there. Then I moved to Panel Systems Unlimited. Made a little bit more money. Went from $35K to $50K plus commission. And I actually got commission in a strange way. There was a guy named Richard Strickland, and Richard used to go and buy buildings that were full of furniture. Say there was a building that was 20 stories and it had cubicle furniture and stuff in there. Richard would buy it, move it out, and resell it. And he had a finder's fee. If I found deals, because I was on the phone all day, I was doing essentially the same thing I did at Rent-A-Crate for Panel Systems, and I found him a bunch of leads. I remember that first check I got from Richard. I sent him a bunch of deals, and I didn't hear from him. I really didn't expect anything. And then one day I go to my mailbox, and there's this plain white envelope. And I open it up, and there's a check in there for $5,000. It's like, what? And it was like something Strickland and Company. And a little note, thanks for the lead. Over the course, because I wasn't there at Rent-A-Crate that long. I wasn't at Panel Systems that long. I wasn't at Rent-A-Crate that long. I got 7 checks from Richard Strickland. So with my $50,000 base pay plus the commission I was getting from Richard, I crossed 100K. It was life-changing. Then I went to business environments. Another leap year. I rolled in with a potential to make, because he sold this, like you could do 150. If you really hustle, you can do 300K. For once in my life, someone didn't lie to me. If you did the work, the money was there. It was 50% of the net. So if a deal was like $1 million deal and the net profit was 300K, you got 150. I took some deals that were percolating because Panel Systems couldn't handle it, because Panel Systems sold used furniture and they wanted new. So there, I breached 200K. And then before I left, all my commissions added up to almost 400K. While I was there, and once again, commissions, because all my commissions didn't come from business environments. My biggest commissions came from JDA for selling their used office furniture, then turn around and selling them new furniture. So I had a period of preparation for a leap year, because when I was in that boarding house, I was reading, I was listening to audio tapes, I was listening to Tony Robbins' Unlimited Power, Earl Nightingale, Lead to Feel. I liked that so much, I bought it and I listened to it like 100 times. I was constantly feeding my mind. I didn't have much money. I had a lot of time, so I made the best use of my time. Then when I sold the furniture for JDA, I was making money from business environments, but I was making more money from JDA because I was getting 50% of the net. If I sold $30,000 worth of office furniture, I got 15K. I had like, working with them for like 2 months, I had like 60K in the bank. Another leap year. Because this is the thing about leap years. When you are exposed to how to make money a certain way, it sticks. It really sticks. Let me say this again. When you're exposed to making money a certain way, it is very hard, unless you are on drugs or an alcoholic, for you to go back. It just doesn't happen once you get that real exposure. I'm not talking about reading a book or watching a YouTube video. I'm talking about going to your mailbox and there's a check from a guy that you met one time for 5K, then another check for 4K, another check for 10K from a dude you met one time. It blew my mind. I was like, what is this? People get down like this? Handshake? Here's money? I could not go back to regular life after that. I was just like, whoa, I don't want a job. I want this. So I became irrevocably altered mentally. I stopped looking at how much money I can get per hour. I started looking at how much money could I get per deal, because that Richard Strickland, that deal was pivotal, because I was like, there are honorable people in the world. Oh my God. I mean, for me, you don't understand. To meet a dude and his wife, they're lovely people, and he shook my hand and I sent him leads and he paid me. He paid me. I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. So I'm in the landfill. I'm moving gravel. I'm moving bricks. I'm pouring tar on the hot roof for $7-8 an hour. Glad to get it. Yet I just shifted this guy some information and he got me a check that was more money than all of those jobs combined. I was like, I didn't work that hard. I just provided him some leads. That was it. And I was like, whoa. There's these two systems here. There's this worker bee system and there's this business system. I want to be in the business system. And I have learned, I've made a lot of money here on YouTube, which was another leap year, but I'll keep it in order. So then I started GC Solutions. Another leap year. Economically, I did 1.5 million. Net profit wise, I did 35K. You know what was funny? I had friends in the business. They was like, you made a profit your first year. They were like, keep going, man. This is good. I was like, but see, I had been irrevocably altered. Remember JDA? I made more money selling less furniture with JDA because it was used and I was getting 50% of the net. And this is why one of the things you got to understand. And a lot of these Amazon people hate it when you say, what's the net? Because they're living on these razor thin margins and they just keep thinking that this is going to go on forever. And it's not. Net profit is more important than gross profit. There are many people who will tell you this. They will say this all day long, but net profit, because I probably sold $125,000 or $130,000 of JDA's furniture, and I got 65K. Yeah, here I am selling new furniture to the power of 10, and I brought home 35K. Wasn't real hard. I was like, where can I get some more used stuff? And this is how I ended up in the storage auction business, which was another economic leap year, because I took all of the knowledge from Rent-A-Crate, panel systems, business environments, and applied them to this esoteric business model that a lot of people didn't know about, because for most people, it was just a hobby. So I put in standardized procedures and was making a full-time income within a matter of months. But how did I do this? because of the economic leap years, I had money in the bank. I didn't go into the storage auction game broke. I had money in the bank. And this is why it's going to be so hard for you guys. And this is why I say, go ahead and get the side hustle starter kit, or go to Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills and start on those starter businesses, things that you could start with little to low money. Because for you to move to another economic leap year, you're going to need some money. I don't care what anyone tells you. I mean, yeah, this YouTube channel was started for $282. Or was it? I invested $282, but my intellectual capital was worth millions that I learned at Referrals, Panel Systems, and Business Environments. So I didn't come here completely nude, completely YouTube nude. I didn't really know how to do YouTube. Very few people knew how to do YouTube back then. But I did know how to run a business. And that's why I was able to make another, because writing that book was another economic leap year. And this is why. I took information that I had developed over years, synthesized it into a book, made millions, and then I kept doing that over and over again on this channel. The book was a leap year. The YouTube channel was a leap year. So it is very important, if you want to have a leap year, a financial leap year, that you start a small business now. You got to start a small business. This is how I got started, because Referrals, Panel Systems, JDA, because I incorporated GC Solutions, and that was my first small business that made profit. Because once you go through a leap year, you're going to get skills, you're going to get exposure, you're going to get connections. There's a lot. Human capital is very, very important, because when I had my business, I went to one of these furniture dealers, and because he knew me from Business Environments, he gave me $100,000 line of credit. Because I had brought a lot of people to the showroom. I had sold some stuff that was hard to sell. He's like, "Oh, you're good." He's like, "You know, I know you." You know, he's like, "I know you." You know, if you were just someone walking off the street, I probably wouldn't do this, but you sold more of that mainline product than anyone else in any of these other dealerships. And I only sold 6 of them. And what we're talking about, you ever go to a doctor's office and you see the records lined up in these machines or these rows, and there's these wheels on the side and it slides on the track? That's the mainline system. Not a lot of people were selling that. I was selling to institutions. I sold 6, made money, and because I sold 6, he opened up a line of credit for me, thus making my leap year even better. So it's a very important thing. So what do you have to do? Number one, you got to get some education. Preferably you are learning this, because all the stuff I learned, I was getting paid to learn it. I was getting paid to learn that Referrals. I was getting paid to learn it at Panel Systems. I was getting paid to learn this at Business Environments. I got paid to learn how to make money. And this is why this notion that you gonna quit your job, start a business you don't know nothing about, and then become a millionaire in 2 years is just complete fabrication, fancy, and idiocy. It ain't gonna happen. How do I know this? Well, if we talked about on this channel, most of the country, 72% of the country, does not make $50,000 a year. If all this free information, all of these books, all these podcasts were so helpful, why are so few people making big money? You at 100K, you in big money territory. 92% of the country does not make 100K. 92%. So I call false on all of this stuff. And also, you're going to see during this downturn who's a real entrepreneur and who's a poser. You're going to see it. You're going to see people disappear. I think Erica Williams the other day was saying she's reached out to 2 or 3 people and they're already gone. See, you know, let's talk about money. when there's quantitative easing, which means that they're printing up money and they're putting a lot of money into the system. They're like, here's money, here's money. They're giving the banks money. The banks are making loan. During the contraction, that disappears. There's less money out there to be loaned. So the standards go up and very few people could qualify to get loans. This creates a bad situation because the economy does not stop, but it contracts. And then you have the situation of the easy money's gone. Now you got to be a real operator, a real technician to get money. And that's what's going to separate the posers from the real business people with impunity. So I'm telling you, and as a person here who has not had a job, I'm actually 19, 18, let's say 18, let's say 18 years. I've actually have been a business owner longer than the period of time that I had a job, because I was 18, joined the military, was in there 6.5 years. Then, yeah, so 6 years, got out in 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 97, 97. That's when I slipped. So that's 10 years. I had jobs about 12 years of my life, and I've owned a business or been a business owner for 18. So I've officially averted this paradigm. So there are many people on YouTube and Facebook who will tell you something differently, but I'm going to say this: ask for receipts and look at their track record, because you can see here on YouTube my journey. You can go to the channel and like, oh, this started in 2009. And if you got the time, you can go through all the videos. It would take you months to go through all this content. If you were watching my videos 8 hours a day, it would probably take you 6 months to watch everything. That's how much content's here. Now, why is there so much content here? Because I've done many, many things. I can't talk about stuff I haven't done. Just a thought. So if you want to have an economic leap here, you're going to have to get yourself a real education. I spent $114 on Earl Nightingale's Lead to Field. Best $114 I ever spent. At the time, I was making $250 a week. So I spent 20-something% of my income for the month on some learning tapes. Some of you are going to have to make those type of investments. Earl Nightingale, you can get that free now. I think it's on YouTube. I think it's on, God, what's that site? Not Spotify, but the other SoundCloud. I think it's on SoundCloud. You're going to have to make some investments. So let me see what's percolating off in this chat room real quick. What's up, people? Frozen Creative, Gandy Goods, Johnny Walton, Harlem Real Estate Stories. That sounds interesting. Grant Grand, Solomon, looking to start a cleaning company. Any tips? Get started. As long as you're sitting around asking questions, you're going to learn more from starting your cleaning company in 3 months than you will just sitting on the sidelines asking questions. So get started. What's up, Tiger Shark? What's up, Raquel? What's up, Gandhi? The Blinding Buddha. Eric Williams, the shadow band is strong. Oh, and that's something else too. My channel is restricted. It's been in restriction mode for about 4 years, and I've still been able to make a lot of money. But I'm working on that. What's up, Nina? That's right, Ron. Because and very few people have a career. If you're a doctor, you have a career. If you're an engineer, you have a career. If you're a teacher, you have a career, because you can start off as a teacher, go to administrator, become a professor, become a principal. There's a lot of ways that you can work that teacher angle and get up to 6 figures. Being a teacher is a career if you work it that way. Can a career be hated just as much as a job? Absolutely. Someone picked the wrong thing. They did. What's up, William? Definitely. What's up, Sky? You was listening to me when you got this notification. I don't recommend finding your passion. I wasn't passionate about selling office furniture. I wasn't passionate about making all those phone calls at Rent a Crate. I was just sick and tired of being poor. I was determined that I was not going to be poor anymore. Don't go by passion. Go to determination. Yeah. There are people who were making 50. They got a new job. They started making 80. But that gets very hard very quick, because after you make the first leap, the second leap, unless you have a career. Let's say you're a VP. You get to VP level and then you move 4 or 5 times. And each time you move, you make 25, 30K more. That'll work. Thank you, Ben the bartender. Beween, how much capital needed to start an S Corp LLC? 0. Let's have this little chat. Unless you have a business that's making money, an LLC S Corp will do absolutely nothing for you. What's up, Christian? Anthony Johnson. Same thing happened to me in real estate. My mentor, this old Muslim guy, all from calling a number from a for sale signed by an owner, one thing led to another, and the rest is history. That's called taking action. Many people will not take action. People want, if I do this thing, am I guaranteed a favorable result? And if you can't give a guarantee, they will not do it. They won't. All right, Tim, listen to the cash flow quadrant. Where did we go? Okay. Anthony Johnson, gee, I feel people aren't hungry enough. They can have all the info they want. I had to look into the pits of hell, shift my paradigm. I'm a hustling fool. Typically, most folks will never change. What will change you is a life crisis, and where the pain is just so bad that change is easier. That's typically where most people are going. That's what happened to me. If I had never went through that divorce, if I had never gone through that downward period of being pretty much a bum, this wouldn't happen. I had to change, because the pain of being who I was back then was so horrible. I was lonely, didn't have a car, didn't have any money, and my best friends were crackheads. That was hell, man. And I remember that. Whenever I don't want to do something, I was like, you remember back? Oh, yeah. And I get real busy. Pretty much the Blind and Buddha. Eric Williams, they went and got jobs. I wonder why. I wonder why. See, this business thing, there are many people that want to make it like, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, you're like a rock star. You know how many rock stars there are in the world? Literally a handful. At any given time, there's like 100 to 150 people that we can all say their names. You know, like Cardi B, you can say Prince, Michael. At any given time, there's only like 150, 200 people like that. That is so hard. But, you know, it's interesting. C Major, I just got bonus money from my job. Should I use it to pay for this course or pay off some debt? Why not do both? Because if you got significant debt, my advice would be to you is to get rid of the debt, because that is costing you a lot of money. And once again, let's have this little conversation. If you're in like dire straits financially, don't buy a course, or just get one of the cheaper ones, because, you know, how to start an online business is going to take time. And when I say time, it's going to take months. It's going to take months. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to spend this $250 today, but I need to get some returns by next weekend, don't buy the course. you don't do it. Timothy, what do you mean you can't find this online course? What are you talking about? The blinding Buddha. In order for me to get out of this shitty jobs territory, I had to work with recruiters in order for me to rise to a higher paying position. It surprises me that people don't use them. Typically, a lot of recruiters will find you. If you're good enough, they'll find you. So I think that's one of the reasons. All right, Lead the Field is on Spotify. There it is. What's up, 89 Funk? KPD2. Well, the info's there, but people don't use it. Half the people I talk to not only don't use the info, giving to live well. Christian, you're right, Uncle G. Because of you and Erica, my goal is to pay off my debt fast so I can fuck up the world. Being broke is trying to own the business is silly. Pretty much. What's up, Rashida? Earl Nightingale puts out some good stuff. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this. YouTube has done something I don't understand why they've done it. In the comments section, there's like some little gray bars. And they do the same thing on Facebook. They'll have a relevant comment and they'll have the newest comment. So why they're filtering out comments, I don't know, but you'll have to do that because it's there. And this is maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and a lot of people are confused. And I'm going to have to adjust my link strategy. I'm probably have to put it in the description because they're messing with the comments. And they got this new studio, which is I hate because I don't know where anything is. So I go back to the classic view because I don't want to sit here and spend 30 minutes trying to find something when I go to the classic view and bam, there it is. I think it's one of the stupidest things they've ever done. Mindsets with Mark. Solid, sober truth. Yeah, because the thing is, I never will tell anyone, just quit your job and start a business. I know how hard that is. It's just crazy. Keep your job, start a side business, and then when you get to 5, 6, 8, 10,000 a month, then you can start thinking about quitting your job. Not before. What's up, brother man trucking? Engineer Cannabis, the owner of Highway, started small and took 5 years and blew it up. This is the story of many of these multi-billion-dollar companies you see. Some of these companies were small companies for 10, 15 years. Then they started scaling like crazy. The Azure. Okay, awesome. Solar Man, is the H undergrad course still available? Yes. All right. Let's see. It just jumped. Hold on. Butte Wing, if Lyft, Uber, Pinterest going public, I'm not buying shares. I'll talk about that in a minute. The Bayless Code, follow your passion after you start making money. I hear that. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, son, nice talk, big brother. This is true. Pain changes people. I mean, that's usually what it takes for someone to make fundamental wholesale change. Just do it, Joanne. Just create it. Eric Williams, I won't name no names, but 4 people with channels bigger than mine on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube asked me for a job with consistent pay. I was like, for real. I am not shocked. I am not shocked at all. Not even close to being shocked, because I know personally people with millions of subscribers who don't make 10% of what I make. I know these people. We've had dinner, big channels, high engagement. See, this is the thing with YouTube. How you build your channel will determine how much money it can make. If you could build your channel for YouTube, which will get you more subscribers, will get you a lot of views, and it'll get you decent money. or you can build your YouTube channel for you. I've said this before. The work and effort I put in this channel, if I was a chick, I have probably like 10 million subscribers. If I was a pretty chick talking about the same stuff, I would probably have 10 million subscribers. It's just the truth. I mean, I had to get over that years ago. I was like, wait a minute. This girl can come up and like Google this panty try on videos, trying on some new panties, 300, 400, 500 views in 2 or 3 days. A chick just trying on some panties because they're giving people what they want. People want to see a chick try on panties. It's crazy. I mean, seriously, this internet life for people who don't know how to run a business, how to build a business, how to manage employees, it's going to get harder and harder. And then Dr. Funk, Gary Vee said 2 years ago that entrepreneur is the new buzzword. People are used to making themselves feel good with no results. I agree with that 100%. Short change. It's easy to hustle when you have hella money in the bank. You want to see it grow. It's definitely a motivation. They're trying to get a secret sauce. The eBay hustle's a grind. Real estate's next. I don't think real estate's ever going to be like eBay, because to really do real estate, and I'm going to give you some numbers from someone that I know. She started her grandmother died, and her grandmother left her $300,000, and she kept her job, and she took that $300,000 and bought 2 properties, and that's what got her started in real estate. Then the next property she took out a mortgage because she had income from these 2 properties, which increased her income. Then she used the 2 paid off properties, got some more money, and then she got to 5 houses. It took her, with that big head start, it still took her 7 years to get to a point where she could quit her job. And she started with 300K. See, there's all this, wholesaling and all this stuff. I'm not going to speak on it because I've never done it. But I do know that if you have someone wholesaling who's really good at it, I want you to ask them how many years they spent working on that craft, because I guarantee you it's going to be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 years for them to get that good. Erica Williams, recruiters are lazy and just Google on LinkedIn all day. Just have your LinkedIn looking right. I got a friend who's a recruiter. We have conversations about that. TMA, I quit a job back in 2008, took off 5 months for myself. At the end of my vacation, I got a job offer making $7 more. You went through a lot of pain, Christian. It's the thing that will change you, man. All right, hold on a second. I don't know why it's not under the video. Well, I do know why. YouTube be messing with stuff, man. They be messing with stuff that they don't really have to mess with. And this is something else too. If you're going to start an online business, just get used to consistent change. Just go ahead and suck it up, deal with it. All right. One of the things I hate about YouTube is they truncate the links. So if you try to, all right, here we go. What the? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Hold on a second. I just do not like this whole beta studio. It may work good for YouTube, but for me, it is a royal pain in the butt. Okay, hold on. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I have to go through all of these changes just to get to something that should be really simple. Hold on. Come on. All right, let's do this. Ready? Hold on, I'm gonna have to find this. I don't know why YouTube decided to do this, but it is a serious problem. So give me a second to get this together. Okay. All right, hold on. Here we go. I gotta go through all of that because they don't want to. All right, so this is for the course. Grant Grand is the $2,600 bundle still available, or all the courses in separate packages? Hold on, I'll come back to that, Grant. Prospect LA question: should we start our side hustle first and move into an LLC? No, this is something that we're going to talk about in how to start your online business. I'm going to teach you how to start your holding company and an operating company. It's very important. 9 to 5's a struggle, but I'm still holding on. Kenneth Roberts, I like that. Never buy shares that don't pay a dividend. I agree with that. What's up, 3MCL? Steve James, the only reason people change is a significant emotional or physical event. Even that doesn't guarantee anything. Man, that is the truth. Let's see. Christian, now this is a clear indication that a lot of people on social media have been perpetrating their fraud. This living high on the hog shit is smoke and mirrors. Pretty much. Erica Williams, folks' credit card limits are catching up to them. But again, Ty Lopez called out 3 service businesses, and trust, I hired 2 of them. All right, so for all you people asking about courses stuff, we're going to do that in a minute. I'm going to get through all these comments. Dr. Funk, man, I saw the power of YouTube where this guy offered a repair class. He sold it all for 10 spots to 500 people in one pop in an hour. He only had like 800 subscribers. See, this is what I'm telling you, man. You don't need 1 million subscribers. The new mail channel, my goal 6 months from now is to be making 10. I mean, the channel is 3 weeks old and it's already made $1,000. Yep, new studio's a trip. Brother Man Trunkin, I was into wholesale real estate years ago. It took endless hours and 6 months to close on the deal. Made $19K gross. So if you did that twice a year, that's $40K. That's not bad. And you still have your job. Oh, that was funny. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Make sure that we are straight. Gardner Brown, must a person have an ideal of product to be successful in your classes? Absolutely not, because we're going to talk about, let's just get into it, because we have a lot of people who are interested. So let's do this. Let's go here. All right. So this is Side Hustle University. $399, you get 19 courses. This is for starting a hustle. This is about getting your mind right. This is how to do resale stuff. This is how to start a YouTube channel. very tertiary information on how to start a YouTube channel. That we have. Now, oh crap. I don't think that I'm in. All right. Hold on a second. Let's just go over here. Let's get in there. Am I signed in? See, I'm upstairs. I'm not downstairs on my main computer. So this does cause problems at times. All right. So we're logged in. So let's just go through all the courses. All right. So this is, okay, this is pretty much for the H undergrad people who are paying every month. Just to let you know, the new course, How to Start an Online Business, your 3 modules, well, 3 courses in part of one module are already there. So you just go in, you should be able to get to that. Just letting you know before people ask. All right, so that's not the one I want. So this is what we have. All right. This is the basic course. Money management is the basics of finance and wealth development. This is where the 5 checking accounts is. This is where all the stuff you need to get a good solid handle on your of your money. Let me be clear, not investments, but your money. There's a certain way that you have to handle money, and this course will do it. All right. So let's go here. Come on. All right. So this is the new course. And let's go to the sales page. This is what I'm working on now. The framework, how to start an online business in any niche. When you start an online business, the first thing you need is an audience. You do not need a product. You need an audience. Let me explain that a little deeper. You have a lot of people who are trying to hack or cheat the system. They'll say that seller Shaggy Z is selling these rubber bands. So if Shaggy Z is selling these rubber bands, I'm going to sell rubber bands. Now that's a false assumption, because Shaggy Z, unbeknownst to the person who's looking from the outside in, it's like, oh, he's selling rubber bands. So this person goes up, sets up a company, goes out and buys rubber bands. But because this person doesn't have Shaggy Z's volume, they're paying more for their rubber bands. So let's just say to get 100 rubber bands, you as a seller are paying $100 for 100 rubber bands. Just put a number out there. Well, Shaggy Z can get those same rubber bands or even better quality for $9, because Shaggy Z is buying 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever it requires at a time. So Shaggy Z can outsell you and undersell you and still make money. And this is why you don't want to look at the product. You want to look at the audience first. Audience first, audience second, audience third, because if you nail down your audience, I guarantee you'll make money. Let's say you do everything else that this course is going to talk about correctly, and you never nail down your audience. You could lose money. That's just how important the audience is. So don't think about product stuff. Now, let me see if I can log into. I don't remember what I'm going to try. I don't know what I'm logged into, because usually I stay logged in. So I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Undergrad.com. I think I made this simple for myself. I hope I did. This is something else too. When you have a bunch of websites, it is very hard keeping up with passwords, because this is my secondary computer. and I don't have everything auto save, which means I'm probably going to have to, I'm trying to think. Hold on. This is something that before you start an online business that will drive you crazy, because you're going to have to keep up with so many passwords. All right, I can't get in there. So what I'll have to do is talk about that a little later. What I'll do, I may just do another stream. Let's see, what time is it? I may do another stream right after this where I get into it, because I can't get into it because I can't remember. All right, so let's go back. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Royston, for the shirt. Okay. Save, invest, repeat. I do. I know a guy who sold classes in less than hours. YouTube is very, very powerful. Oh no, I'm building a new email list. One of the things I've done, like that old email list, it's gone. Here's another tip for those of you who start an online business. Be very careful about giving out free stuff. Typically the people who, I get like 20 or 30 of them a day, unsubscribe me, because what I'm doing is emailing these people who are on the Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills email list. Think if it gives you an email list in there. So I just email them from that, and I just delete everything from MailChimp. Then I start a new list, and every day I get 20, 30 people. Take me off this list. And I go back and I go to and I screenshot it and I put them in the Hall of Shame. These are all of the people who got the free courses a few years ago. I'm like, fine, you want out? I'm gonna let you out. I ain't gonna hold you. Very interesting. Well, I'm trying to get rid of some stuff, man, on these passwords. Ashton Richard, hey Glendon, just wanted to say thank you. Your advice helped me so much with my photography business. Wise, I'm still tough when I'm getting there. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so the day is Thursday. Probably what I'll do, yeah, it'll make sense to do it tomorrow, is I will figure out how to get in the H Hustlers Kung Fu on this computer, and I'm gonna just start deleting some stuff, because I've had a lot of people ask about that, and I'll make a special offer for people tomorrow. And write it on the list, or I might do it tonight, because I got to do the thing with Rom. So yeah, look for it early. Make special offer. And we're going to do it like this. So I'll put that out, and it'll be good for the weekend. All right. So that's all I have. There should be links under the video for what you need. And also, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming. So briefly, I will talk about how to start an online business. I kept the name very simple because that's what we're going to do. Every other day, I'm going to put content in there, because I didn't put content in there today because I was creating training yesterday. And I had to drill it down, because one of the things is these modules are not going to be super long. One of the mistakes I made was in like some of the older stuff. Some of the videos are an hour long. That's just too long for most people. So what I'm doing is trunicating and just trying to get it to 6 to 10 minutes per lesson and keep it like that, but I still got to record it. I still got to edit it. I still got to put it up. I still got to test it. I still got to make sure. So it's going to be kind of slow. And I'm also using the same part of my brain to create the training videos that I do the YouTube videos. So every other day I'll create content for how to start an online business, because it's going to be pretty extensive. So you're going to get in now. Just saying. Oh, okay. You sold the classes. Cool. Well, part of it is I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. Uh, oh no, the links there. YouTube's just hiding them. I'm probably going to have to put the links in the description. It's there. Just you can't see it on your mobile because there's little gray bars to see the comments. And like I said, I don't know why they're messing up with a good thing. All right, Mentor Shelley. Thank you. All right, so that's it. I got to go work out. Second workout of the day. So I will see you guys tomorrow. There will be new training in how to start an online business tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day. It's a very busy day. But if you want to learn how to hustle and do resell and YouTube and stuff, you probably, the best bang you can get for your buck is the $3.99 deal. And if your pockets can't hold that, then there's smaller courses. I think the cheapest course is $29.99, and you can get that and get started. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next live stream.